What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Kane and Ross present the Yeah I Said It podcast. We're expressing our full capabilities to them might want us in correctional facilities. Branch out of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation, Ross Cooper. Little bit under the weather, so y'all gonna have to excuse me. I might have to turn it down to like a slight raw today. Throw that a little funny. But as always, I'm rocking with the best. And the good news is I got somebody else here to help pick up the slack. But first off, always my co-host, please introduce yourself to the folk.
Stole your dictionary and took off. I got away with words. Yeah, well, what's good, everybody? Everybody's having a good day, month, year, hour, all that good stuff. You watching all the other platforms, please share with your friends, family, pets, all that good stuff. And if you're watching on the YouTube and on the tube, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Because if you don't, you're gonna be struck by lightning. And now we got all the cringy intro out the way. It's time to introduce my first guest. It's not the first guest of the show, but it's the first guest of mine around my age bracket. So we can double team him, even though I don't need help because I'll be bodying him every day. But
Here we go.
Introducing my man I know him for since 6th, 7th grade. That's a long time, damn near a decade. So introduce yourself, my man Mikhail.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Mikhail. Been friends with Kane since the 6th or 7th grade. We can't pinpoint where, but that's where we started. As far as details about me, I'm in college. Still working, still going to school, still doing my best out here, trying to make something out of myself like everybody else. And I look forward to sharing my thoughts and getting in on the discourse with these two gentlemen.
All right. That's what's up. So welcome to the party. First thing that caught my attention, a couple pages I always follow. One is Dr. Boyce Watkins, Black financial expert, but he doesn't mind wading into the racial waters. And I found this one interesting. Apparently, the American Rescue Plan was to provide, I'm going right off the website, more than 10 billion to over 1,000 community somethings. But here's the fun numbers. More than 2.7 billion to HBCU, historically Black colleges. That's pretty cool. 2.7 billion. Nice job.
Right.
But here's the other numbers that were interesting. Approximately 11 billion to Hispanic serving institutions. I'm not 100% sure what those are. And then approximately 5 billion to Asian American and Native American and Pacific Islander serving institutions. Now, where this gets interesting is you hate to do this. You hate to do it because like you want, and liberty and justice for all. But how is it that out of all of those billions, Black folk get the least amount of billions? And and I think this is where that Kane and I talked about, this is where that dangerous term minorities comes into play. Because minorities is a blanket statement that includes pretty much everyone that's not white. But in this instance, even though it's minorities, they specified which minorities get what. And somehow Black folk are at the bottom of that list when it comes to allocations. That's kind of weird. Either of you two gentlemen, feel free to chime in with thoughts and opinions here.
Yeah. It just yeah, we always do get the shortest stick. It's kind of like getting the shortest month of the year. But it's just we keep voting for the same type of people, man. Same, like I said, off air. Like I said, for those who watch Dark Knight and you know who Two-Face was, Mr. Harvey Dent, and he had a coin and he flipped it. And he would tell Rachel, his love interest at the time, Batman's, is like, heads or tails. Heads, he gets to do whatever he wants. To come to find out later, the coin had double-sided heads. It's the same thing. He would never lose. And then she said, you make your own luck. And this is how I feel about politics. No, they're making their own luck because there's the same side of the different coin. It's the same side. And for us to make progress, like I said, like you said, Cube was seems to be the only real ones left who basically said, like, he went to both parties and was like, yo, what you gonna do for black people? As well as other people, but mostly black people. And y'all laughed at him. It's like, why'd you go to Trump? It's like, oh, you went to the Democrats, but the Democrats said, yeah, after we win, we'll talk to you. Yeah, okay. And he won, and still nothing. Where's the conversation? It's nothing's news happened, for our people. But yeah, it's sad. I mean, you said 2.7 billion? That's nothing to sneeze at. That's a lot of
No,
freaking money.
2.7 billion HBCUs.
That's a lot of money if
Okay.
that's actually going to where it's supposed to go to. So we
Yeah.
know that. So okay, if they're actually doing it, that's a good thing. But like you said, it just seems like we always get the short end of the stick, and I don't understand why. And that's no disrespect to any other minorities or other race, because they need the help too. Honestly, like I said, I want everything to be equal, but we live in America. In this world, everything is not equal, and they know how they feel about us, and it just seems like whenever they get a chance to slight us, even if it's in a minor way or with certain language, like you just read, it's like, damn, 2.7 billion, like, okay. Then you see everybody else, 11 billion. What was the other one? 9.
5 billion to Asian American and Native.
5 billion to them, 11 billion to Hispanic serving institution. I didn't know that existed. Thank you, school system. Thank you. But yeah, that's just I don't know what to say. Like I said, 2.7 is good, but damn, everybody else they need it. But go ahead, Mika. I don't know what else to say. You got the tape.
So I actually read about this a couple of days ago. I was happy with the number, but when you put it into context, it's like, wow, there's always a catch, right? As far as the funds, I mean, it's a good number, like you said, but compared to what the other folks got, it just feels like a lot of what Democratic politicians provide to the public eye, it feels like it's just lip service, or it's emblematic change that may do something, but it's like, where's the rest? And it feels like it's always going to be like that, which is why some people, they would say that maybe Democrats aren't really the lesser of two evils. They're just a more palatable evil that we kind of just have to grit our teeth and accept.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, I think I can speak for Kane. We're kind of more independent than anything when it comes to politics officially. I stopped looking at elephants and asses as the answer a few elections ago. After Obama left office and we were left like, wait, what? I kind of left, that left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm like, okay, neither one of you are what's really good. Now, the progressive Democrats, my Congress Bay, AOC, and others, and Bernie Sanders and like, they give me, maybe I'd have to come back to and revisit Democrats. But overall, it's like you said, King, it's different sides of the same coin. And I'm like, you don't do anything for and Cube told us in 88 after police. He was right then. Cube told us in 2019, listen, brothers, sisters, don't give your vote away. Find out what's in it for you. And it was like, shut up, Cube. We'll get back to you later. And anybody but Trump. So here we are. The very thing Cube talked about came to pass. We all gave our vote away. We got Kamala in the first black woman vice president. We about to get assisted in the Supreme Court. And yet, and still we're the minority of minorities when it comes to funding. And I'm like, this doesn't change until, like we said, you get a third party. This all changes. But as long as this continues, yeah, we keep getting shafted, for lack of a better term. And I'm like, wow, just to see it in print, like y'all thought this was okay. Y'all thought, oh, okay, cool, no problem. What we're gonna do is give you guys a little bit of this, but everybody else. And see, I think the problem is that it incites division because now you look at the age, it's like, well, how come y'all got all that? You look at our Latin brothers and sisters, like, well, how come y'all got all that? And this all stems from history reflects who built this country. That's not hyperbole. That's not being facetious. Literally, this is built on the backs of Africans. And systemic racism has carried on from that point to this one. There's been no viable compensation. I think the problem overall is there's this running belief that Black folk are okay. There's LeBron, there's Jordan, there's Jay-Z, Oprah. Black folk are okay. And that's just not the case.
Those are anomalies.
That's just not the case. That's just not the case. Do we have more buying power than ever? Yes. But the notion that, okay, blacks are okay. That's not the case. That's simply not what's up. And I'm like, this is like, wow. Like you said, Mikhail, two and some odd billion. That's awesome. 15 billion to Hispanic institutions and Hispanic institutions. That's not, again, not a knock to our Latin brothers and sisters, but can we level the playing field first? Can we have a reparations conversation first?
That's not going to happen.
Yes.
But yeah.
I until we vote for somebody different. I don't know. I don't know how that looks. But yeah, these numbers are staggering and borderline insulting. It's like, because who want to sneeze at $2 billion? Like, yo, I got $2 billion. It's like, whoa. They got 15 though. How do you get 15? And I got 2. That like is something wrong there. It is something ridiculously wrong there. But yeah, that's the the rescue plan. I don't know about you two, but I'm not feeling particularly rescued right now.
Yeah.
All right, but moving forward slightly, and this has just been funny from the African Joker and so on and so forth. Your favorite revolutionary of mine, Jussie Smollet, is going to be coming home. 150 racks, and he comes home to appeal his sentence because apparently he did not feel it was justified for him to be in jail for 5 months. So he gets to come home on 150 racks. Power to the people, I think, kind of. I don't know. I don't know where we go here. Thoughts, please, gentlemen. Just chime in.
You want to go over?
I mean, I remember reading about the story and it just felt fabricated from the beginning because it's like, I think he said that he was about to be, you could correct me if I'm wrong on the details, but I think he said that he was about to be shanked by some people in an alley.
Right.
And the details were like, it's like, why would they shank some guy who's like not really that high up on the platter, so to speak? And I don't know, there were some other details that came out about it. And it's like, with this, it's like you summed it up perfectly, Mr. Ross. It was like, okay, like, what am I supposed to take away from all this?
He took advantage of the climate for sure, though, because remember he got attacked and they screamed MAGA and they put a noose around his neck. He actually showed up at the police station with the noose still around his neck. Like, wow. And at that time, given how hypersensitive we all were, here we go. These Trump people running wild again. And then the dust settled, and some people started asking questions like, wait a minute, fam, at a Subway at 2 in the morning? You cold as hell and you just got mysteriously jumped? I gotta admit, I guess now we can say fell for the okie doke. I thought it was legit. Why would you lie? Why would you lie?
Like I said, I thought it was fishy. And then more details came out. I was just like, yo, first they were white, and then I couldn't see, so they were makeup. So that's why we got the black Joker a lot. Listen, they're really black, but they're really African, but they just had white makeup on so to make it look like they were, caucus. But
listen, Jussie got jumped Tekashi was from the hood. Yeah, why question it? We all thought
See,
Tekashi was gangster.
no,
We didn't
we did.
know.
No, don't say we.
We
That's
didn't. We
you.
didn't. We didn't know. We didn't
You,
know. We didn't know.
you didn't know. A dude rainbow hit. Yeah, okay. We're not going about
Yeah, I
gangster
mean,
stuff.
he had the tats on his face and everything. We thought he was OG. We didn't know. We didn't know.
So a
We
dude
didn't
was
know.
6'9". All right, cool. Murder. I don't believe you. All right. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I don't know if this is like in a weird way. Um, he's kind of using his white privilege. He's not even white, but maybe he is.
Wait, what? Oh, please explain this one. You're gonna get us killed
'Cause
online. Please explain this one.
he about to get out for $5 for basically put on a whole hoax, just lying to people, a complete lie about a hate crime and all that such and such, when all the real hate crimes get swept under the rug. So because you have some celebrity status, even though I didn't watch Empire, so I didn't know who you were, but you had some celebrity status. You tried to take advantage of the climate for whatever clout that you thought you was going to get. And you got the clout. It's not a good one, but I guess what they say is all publicity is good publicity. So I guess people know who you are now, even if we're laughing at you, Joker voice. But we know who you are now. I know who you are now. Yeah, I know who he is now. But it's like I don't know if it was worth it, and it's just like it's for one. I don't think he should have been sentenced. He got like 30 months of probation anyway, so they might as well just add the 5 months to his probation. I don't understand what was the point of sending to jail for 5 months.
Because you lied. That's why. Because you lied. Because it's like you just said, there's real hate crimes going on in the world, and you had time to make one up. Because you lied.
Yeah, for clout. Well, instead of 30 months of freaking probation, to put that to his jail time. Give him some real time. You give him 5 months. I'm not saying 5 months is something to freaking sneeze at, especially for somebody like him, but and now he's out. So what was the point of that? That's why I say it's not really using white privilege. I was playing. I was being sarcastic, but it's celebrity privilege, race privilege. It's like, bro, why? I still don't understand how he's getting out. You said because
it's a technicality, and he's gonna pay 150,000.
A technicality.
Yeah, they're gonna review his sentence. They want to see, because the thing is this: the time it's gonna take for his appeal will be longer than the 5 months. I'm for the sake of time, I'm shortening it, but essentially, he's fighting the conviction. The time is going to take the courts to sort out whether or not the conviction stand is going to take longer than 5 months. So they're like, well, we're not going to let you sit here for 5 months while we sort this out. But you ain't just walking out. You're going to pay a little change to get out of here. So the thing is, he's fighting to have the whole conviction overturned. That's going to take longer than 5 months to do.
So if it does,
it's not fair.
Does it roll over? If it doesn't even overturn it, you gotta go back to jail for 5 months?
Nah, sure. That's a good question for the state of Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. But I would presume so. But
no, that's dumb. But okay, yeah, this whole justice system is trash. And we about to talk about some justice system, but it's not here. But yeah, I don't. This whole thing is just there's a glitch in the matrix, man. It gotta be. This don't make no damn sense.
As we touched about before, I just maybe I don't. I want to say I don't know the answer. Maybe I have the answer and I just don't like the answer. I'd hate to believe you did all this
for clout.
Just to, yeah. I just because you ain't broke. You know what I mean? You're not broke as is.
So,
so it's just weird that you do all this for extra attention.
Well, they say clout is a drug, and if you can never have enough of a drug, then I feel like it may not make sense to us, but maybe it made sense to him at the time.
And
I'm not saying it makes it right, but
I agree.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. All right. Moving across the water ever so slightly. Brittany Griner, star WNBA center, is being detained in Russia, apparently when Russia decided to pop off against Ukraine. Really wasn't a good idea to be American, let alone Black, let alone woman, let alone gay in Russia. So Brittany was on her way out, drug sniffing dogs caught her with hashish oil, essentially a weed derivative, in a vape cartridge. She's been detained since February. Her detainment has been extended to at least May. This has not gotten a lot of pub till just recently. It's still not getting a whole lot of pub. Arguably one of the best players in WNBA history. One of the few women that have like dunked in game. So for all of this, it's like, and now we got this interesting shell game between Russia and the US, where the US is saying Russia won't give us access. Russia is saying, no, we ready to give you access. Y'all didn't come through. And the sad reality is I'd really like to flat out say Russia's lying. That,
Right.
you know, I'd really like this, but and this is the sad history of knowing the history of the sad thing of knowing the history of this country. I really want to be like, yo, Russia lying. Russia won't let. Yeah. And there's angles. There's angles here. We can touch on them. There's angles here. Ken and I talked about this off air a couple nights ago. There's angles here, and it's like I stand by one. Let's not forget why she was there to begin with. She's there like a lot of WNBA players are playing overseas because their salary overseas is way more than their WNBA salary. And then two, you know, it's just if it were Chris Paul or LeBron James, they'd have sent tanks in already. So I don't know. Honestly, at this point, because I'm going to ask you gentlemen both, what percentage do you think? I think it's 50-50. I think it's 50% chance Russia's lying. I think it's 50% chance America's lying. Either way, get Brittany home. Gentlemen, feel free to jump in.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. Or I think it's 60 US is lying, 40% Russia's lying. Because, you know.
Wow.
Like I said,
Bold,
Russia's a lot of things, but liars, they're usually upfront about what they're trying to do.
Well, they're lying about this whole war thing to their own people. So,
well, that too. That's why I say
you
got a dictatorship and you got an up and coming dictatorship. Yeah, like what I did there, up and coming. But
you got a dictatorship and you got a dictatorship disguised as democracy. Continue.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Continue.
Up and coming. Hey, yeah, this is why we're the both superpowers, baby. But it's just sad all over, man. It's just sad. Unfortunately, there's two ways I look at it. If she really got caught with that stuff, one, she shouldn't be detained for that. It's freaking weed. Like the world needs to freaking update itself, and including this country too. Like you shouldn't have a 10-year sentence for some freaking weed. I don't care if you have a freaking tractor trailer full of weed. Nothing should happen to you. With plans to distribute, nothing should happen to you. So it's weird. You put medical in front of it, and yet freaking alcohol, cigarettes, all this stuff that is known to kill you, painkillers, legal. You can get over a death. You can get weed overdose now, but you know, we're not really in control of that. But you know,
I mean,
local weed man is doing 15.
The U.S. government has replaced their local weed man.
Yeah,
the U.S. government is your weed man. But
yeah, they are. And you know, your local weed man is probably sitting in prison for 10, 15 years. But just like Russia, go figure. And we're nothing like them, right? But yeah. If she did get caught with it, unfortunately, I gotta have some self what's the word? Accountability on her part. It's like you gotta know where you're at. Even though it's so freaking stupid, you gotta know where you're at. You can't get caught with that. It's not worth it. Especially during this climate where you're in Russia, they are still invading Ukraine, they're at war. And you see how Ukraine's treating Black people, and you probably know how Russia feels about Black people. So it's like, yeah, you would be an easy target they would search for. And you're a U.S. citizen, so you know how they feel about us too. So yeah, unless it's one, and then the other scenario in my head is like, I can't fault it because maybe this is just a play, a figurehead, political statement. It's like, oh yeah, we got one of yours. What you gonna do about it?
Mm-hmm.
like it could have been planted. It might have been nothing. She probably had nothing. Could have been planted. It's like, oh, you trying to get out? Nah, you ain't leaving. We want to make a statement. U.S. is either going to pay us or they're going to do something, or they're going to owe us a favor. So it's like, I don't know which side is the truth. Like I said, I don't know who's lying about trying to get her home. If like you said, if U.S. said Russia won't let us in, or Russia's like, bro, the door is open, you just won't walk through it. I don't know. I think U.S. is lying, but I'm from here because that's all we do is freaking lie. But Russia does not clean either, so it's like lesser of two evils. So I don't know. It's not good either way. But all jokes aside, like I hope Brady comes back and is in one piece, and this doesn't drag on forever. But it looks like it will, because like you said, even though I seen it trending about Brittany Griner, that's how I kind of seen it. And then you told me, I was like, okay, but it's not a headline. Like we're still worried about Ukraine and stuff. Not saying we shouldn't, but we're sending a lot of money over there too. That bugs me, but that's a whole nother topic for another day. But yeah, free Brittany. Go ahead, Kyle. I talk too much.
So to be honest, I'll have like a full grip on the situation. But honestly, I agree that I think that some people's version of justice is like, if I ask you to slap me and then you just get a knife and then cut my head off. That's what some people think justice is. And if all she did was just have that hashish oil, I don't really think that's a fit in punishment. And like you said, she should have been cognizant of her environment. But again, these are things that ideally, and I know we don't live in an ideal world, but still, ideally, we would be able to do without it being a big deal. So it's like, you don't want to look at this too objectively from whatever their perspective is, because at the end of the day, Mr. Ross was saying all the things that she had going against her in that climate. But again, I definitely think I'm on the free Britney train. It's really nothing more to it than that.
Yeah, because it's like, we gotta, and I really hope this gets the burn it's supposed to, because remember, she's there, like a lot of other WNBA players are overseas, to supplement their income. LeBron James might make more money in an hour than the entire WNBA does in a season. That's an exaggeration, but not by as much as you might think. And it's like, this is where Kane and I had disagreement. You need to, if this is the WNBA, then we need the NBA machine behind it. I'm not saying they need 200. You shouldn't have to go overseas in order to supplement to make your ends meet. As a professional athlete, you should not have to go overseas to do that. Okay. But here we are.
Can I rebut it? Okay. This is what I told you all, man. It's just the unfortunate truth. I hate that it's like this, but this is the unfortunate truth. And the WNBA is a failing business. It is in the red. It is in debt. If it wasn't for the NBA, there wouldn't be a WNBA right now, because they're dumping all that money into it. And your argument was putting the machine behind it. And I'm like, well, how much more? And what's the details? Because I see commercials every time the WNBA starts. I know you don't watch TV a lot, but not on either, but I still see it. And I still see the stars of the NBA still supporting and showing up to their games and stuff. But they're in the red. And they're always complaining, but about not getting paid as much as them. But the NBA is $1 billion business. And WNBA doesn't even make 10% of that. But other than that, I think what they should be mad about for the WNBA and the players, which I would agree is, and they will have to do that in a new bargaining collective agreement, is get a bigger revenue split. Because the NBA, I don't quote me on this, I think it's a 50-50 or close to it split on the revenue share. And the WNBA is not even close. Like the owners get majority, whatever money they get majority. The players get scraps. So they need to negotiate to get more of that. So whenever, and hopefully it does, whenever more money comes in and becomes a profitable business again, whether you, like you said, put the machine behind or whatever, even though I think they already are, but I guess they could do more. That they get more of a share so they get paid more, so they don't have to go overseas. And honestly, like I said, I'm a Kobe fan. You're a Kobe fan. His death, because you said it, and I thought about it even more deeply. It's like his death probably helped kind of the death of the WNBA, because he was such a advocate for the WNBA and women basketball. And of course, his heir apparent was not a son, it was her daughter. She was in the hoops. She was very good. She played similar to her. And if she made it to the league, all eyes would have been on her. That would have been kind of the face, and Kobe would have been there because he's going to, of course, A, support his daughter, and B, he loves women athletics, and he was a proud provocative of. So in turn, when he and her died, you kind of lost the face. I'm not saying there's no faces in the WNBA now, because there is. I'm just saying it would have brought the casual fans, because you know how crazy Kobe fans is. I'm crazy, I ain't that crazy, but you know how crazy Kobe's fans are. And if Kobe says do something or watch this, people want to watch. And like I said, he didn't produce a son. So like all the other NBA legends, you know, Jordan, LeBron now, they got sons that play basketball. So we're watching them. And then we're waiting for them to see if they can, you know, live up to their dads. But so for him, it was special, and I think it was right, because he said he loves being a girl dad, and his heir apparent is his daughter, and that would have brought a lot of eyes to W if she decided to go, which I don't know her and I don't know the family personally, but it looked like that was the path that she was going on. So that would have boosted ratings and probably their income a lot more if those two survived. So that kind of sucked and didn't help. But yeah, they gotta find a way. Like I said, I don't know what the answer is. They gotta find a way to A, like I said, get a better revenue split, get that first, and B, make sure it's not a failing business anymore that's losing money. And I honestly don't know how to do it. And I'm not going to get into the details of why it is a failing business, because I don't feel like doing it. So, but yeah.
Guy, your side, sir. Anything else? Anything on your end?
Nah, that's it. That's it on my end. I'm
Okay.
not good with more athletic inclined subjects. Even though
Understood.
this wasn't particularly athletically related, but I liked the discourse between you two in particular. But that's all I got to say on my end.
I got you. All right, so we will lighten things up. That's the heavy end of this show. Kane brought this very interesting idea to the table of musically top 5 duets. And now my brain expanded beyond the realm of hip hop. And that's when it got really, really hard. But some of the top 5 duets I can think of musically. I would, and this is just taking two any artist, living or dead, put them together and get a project from them. I would love a Black Thought Rakim project. There's one. Um, I would love a Marvin Gaye Luther Vandross project. There's two. This stuff is probably long before you guys' time. We Ken and I got stuck on if a Lauren Rhapsody project would work, because I just think from a bar for bar standpoint, they can go back and forth. But Lauren's got more stuff in the bag. Lauren's got more stuff in the bag she can use. She can sing, so on and so forth. Beyond that, I was like, I love a Metallica Black Sabbath project. I know Ozzy's still alive, but you know, you're not getting Ozzy back in the booth. But just a Black Sabbath Metallica project would be dope. Um, I want a Rihanna Beyonce project. Give me a Riri and a Beyonce project. That would be great. I think that was that 4 or 5. I think that was 4 or 5. No, I'm going to stop there. Either one of you two. What are your five? Oh, lastly, DMX and Pac. I would have loved the DMX and Pac project. Okay. You're go. You're go. Either one.
You want to go? Or you want me to go?
I'll wait. I'll wait.
All right. All right.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be good. Let's go.
See, I kind of stuck to hip hop because I thought that was the original one I said, but you made it broader. So I only have a hip hop list. Well, I
That's
have,
cool.
but I think the obvious that most people want is the Kendrick and Cole, the Nas and Jay. I think those two is easy. But the other one that you already leaked and said is the Rhapsody and Lauryn Hill thing, because I think that would be masterful because, yes, they can go bar for bar. And, yes, Lauren is more talented. I'm not going to dispute that. But artist-wise, they talk about kind of the same things. Lyrically, they're on top par. And honestly, all you have to do is literally put Lauren on the hook. There you go. Simple. That would be so masterful. That would be so black energy, blackity black woman power type stuff. I might become a woman. But yeah. And then after that, I got Kendrick and Pop. I think those two together. I know it sounds weird, stylistically wise.
It sounds
But
very weird.
think about artist wise. Because me and you kind of both agree that Pac is probably the GOAT of artistry, and then that Kendrick is right there of just artistry.
All right, so hold on, just real quick, not to derail you. So you take a Kendrick Pac album, a Kendrick Pac project over a Pac DMX project.
Yeah.
Wow, bold statements, sir. Continue. You know this is going on Facebook. Continue.
I'm just saying pure artistry. Like if you're just talking pure aggression, then yeah, DMX and Pac would just be great.
But nobody
there would
made
be a lot of stuff said on there that you probably would not
We
say
will
now.
return. I'm gonna let you finish, Kanye voice. I'm gonna let you finish. We will return to this. Continue.
So now it's a bad pick because I got the two goals of artistry working together. Like it wouldn't be something freaking beautiful.
No. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna get,
and
I'm
more
gonna get your man's
blackity
opinion
black.
too.
See, Mr. Blackity Black don't want to be Blackity Black no more. I see.
Here we go. Here we go. Continue.
All right. I got like an honorable mission. So I got one more left, but I got an honorable mission. And the next one I got is Rage Against the Machine and Run the Jewels. I think that would be freaking bananas. I know Rage Against the Machine.
I want to say you kind of got that with Rage Against the Machine public, but you didn't get. Okay, continue. You're right.
I'm saying for the modern age, like, because you know what Run the Jewels is about, and you know what Rage Against the Machine is about. And if you combine the two, that will be bananas.
But you did get Rage Against the Machine, Chuck D, and Be Real from Cypress Hill, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not saying you didn't. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying for modern time. That's just my dream wish. Like a whole album. Not did they do an album or did they do a song?
Yeah, it was I forgot the name of the group, but yeah, they did it. They did a whole group project.
Oh, okay.
But Zach De La Rocha wasn't part of it. That's the thing. The voice of Rage.
Oh, then no, I need him. I need him. That's yeah, I need him. It's not Rage Against the Machine without him. I'm sorry. But
not Slaughterhouse without Joe. Okay, continue.
Yeah. I'm not saying the rest of the group ain't good. I'm just saying, like, bruh, come like a bomb. All right. And then my honorable mention that you just made me think of, even though they did a track together, I want to see a whole project together. And that's Toby and Black Thought. Yeah, that would be fire. What? So not my pictures track. That's crazy, bro.
I didn't say that. I'm just like
they did a track together.
Royce was on that track and killed it too.
I didn't say he didn't. I'm just saying I would like to hear just those two.
And you'd rather a Toby Black Thought than a Black Thought Rakim project. All right,
is this my list or is this
your
you're
list? Right. You're right. It's your list.
I ain't say nothing about your trash list, but it's okay.
My list ain't trash, my G. But you know what? Moving on. We got somebody else here. Moving on.
Yeah, move on. Talk about my list. You rather hear it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I was gonna say that I always wanted to see J. Cole and Eminem track.
Oh.
And the reason for that being, we've seen Eminem collaborate with a lot of people he's influenced. He's collaborated with Drake, Big Sean, Joyner Lucas, and Did I already say Kendrick?
No, you did now.
Yeah, and Kendrick, but we haven't seen him collaborate with Cole, and Cole has frequently said like he looks up to Eminem. So it's like I feel like those two could probably have some that really meshes well with each other. Um, I feel like Pac and Lauryn Hill song that would be tough.
Ooh.
Both oldies, and it's like Lauren collaborated with Nas on If I Ruled the World once upon a time ago. So considering that Pac and Nas were kind of like in the same lane as far as the topics they delved into, I definitely think they could put together like a soulful melody, like If I Ruled the World.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, it's a good question. Uh, 50 and Beyonce.
Wow.
That would be something.
Wow.
It'd be different, but I think it's like one of those combos that may work if they had the right chemistry. I mean, have they collaborated before?
No,
Not to my knowledge.
no. So kind
Wow,
of
that'd be interesting.
be like Ja Rule and Kelly.
Oh God, yeah, but Ja Rule's trash. 50 and Beyonce, that's, I just had to think about why
I'm,
haven't
I'm
50 and
I'm just
Beyonce?
saying like that's how I think it will mesh.
Yeah.
Cause that song
I
was
just
hit.
yeah, I had to remember 50 and Beyonce will never collaborate because once upon a time, 50 dissed the entire industry. And when you make a line like what Jigga sold, like 4 mil, we got something to live for. The one homie put in fault through that Bentley coupe door. So yeah, you got that bar. And Jay returns with I'm about $1. What the hell is 50 Cent? I don't think you're gonna collab with his wife, but I see your point.
Yeah, I
Because I had to think like,
mean,
why haven't they collab? Oh, that's why.
Yeah, 50
That's
versus
why.
50 versus New York. Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, 50 is an asshole. I'm gonna just say that straight up.
Right.
Yeah.
He's everybody's favorite troll.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean, like I said, I do think like despite his flaws, there's no doubt he's very talented. Even with some of his modern songs, like you can see like he's adapted to the sound
Mhm.
that some of the current music scene has going on. Have you guys listened to I know Kanan's listened to it. Have you listened to part of the game, Mr. Rose?
Not yet, because I'm like, I'm it pains me when I hear some of these New York rappers trying to sound like these trap dudes and try to adapt to like a southern kind of flow. That's just like ugh. So no, I haven't heard it yet, but it's 50. 50 the only almost billionaire I know that rap like he's still in the hood. So I'm curious to, but he does make great workout music. So I'll check it out.
Yeah. And he has a song with Roddy Rich and Pop Smoke. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, okay, that's worth checking
You
out.
listen to it, Kanan?
I'm a new Pop Smoke fan, so I'm gonna go through the catalog a little bit.
Yeah, you listen to it, Kanan? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
Oh,
But I might
dang.
listen to it.
But yeah, 50 and Beyonce. I think it would be kind of like Soldier with Lil Wayne and Destiny's Child.
Oh, I forgot about that song.
I forgot about that song too. Dang.
I totally forgot that song.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
I mean, I don't even know if it would work anymore because of how they've like evolved too, but I definitely think it would be something that they could have some real lightning in the bottle with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Let's see. Two more.
If you got them, if you got three, you got three. But if you can think of two more, we take the two more.
Now I'm sure I could think of something else. It's just Aaliyah and Drake,
Oh, okay.
especially
Okay.
since he's such a huge Aaliyah fan. I
Right.
think, yeah, it would be a good collab.
Oh, and not to sidetrack you. That'd be on my other list. Aaliyah and her, HER. That would be so dope. Okay, continue.
And yeah, I think that's it for me.
That was good.
It's a good
That was
question.
good.
It's a good question.
Yeah. So I'm gonna return back to the other guy because I'm still kind of confused here, sir. So you will take uh a Kendrick Pac over a DMX Pac project? Seriously? You're standing by that?
I'm not going back to New York ever.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
personally, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, if you want an aggressive ass song, sure.
But slipping, DMX slipping is not aggressive.
I'm not. It is kind of it's like subtle aggressive, but yeah, I'm not saying he can't make artistry because he has. He does have slip. He has other stuff, but I'm saying like he still. I don't know. I think DMX and Meek Mill would be a better combo than that.
Oh no. Oh
Just be,
no.
just be
Because Meek
yelling.
is fake. Because Meek is fake. That's what we can't. We're respecting Meek. He got exposed. And even Beanie Siegel was like, nah, this is rap. This is rap shit. This ain't street shit. This is rap shit. When he had that beef with Drake or whatever. So
Get body by signal.
very,
But
I mean, wow. Very few artists in rap have made you feel like X, have made you feel like Pac.
well,
I
Kendrick.
don't Kendrick doesn't make me feel like X or Pac does. I'm not saying he doesn't make you feel. He makes you think.
And
Kendrick
not
makes
feel.
me think.
And not
Pac
feel.
makes you feel. Soldier's Story. The catalog speaks for itself. DMX, you feel the pain in the track. So I'm like, a X and Pac record is gonna sound. X and Pac project is gonna be all the feels. It's gonna range from the love, the hate, the after police, and all of that. Kendrick it's not gonna have the same level of emotional. You may not feel that in here as much as you would Pac and X on a track. But I'm
No,
listening.
because one, there's going to be a lot of damn black pride on that Pac and Kendrick thing. Two, it's going to be some bars because we all know Kendrick is the best rapper out of all of them. Three, by a long shot. Three, um, nah, it just I think it will just sound like I said. I don't disagree and said X and a Pac album wouldn't be dope. I'm not saying that. I just said what I'd rather hear is a Pac and Kendrick because, like I said, just the artistry and that their styles are different, but they still, like I said, they're painting the same picture with a different pencil. Like one is using a pencil, one is using uh, a brush. They can do it in different ways, and I just think because Kendrick can do the fast stuff like the M's and all that, and he can do the slow stuff, and then have clever wordplay and all that. And Pac can, like you said, tangle your violin strings. But Kendrick can too. Like you said, listen to his album, Pimp the Butterfly, all that. And I know you haven't listened to it, so you probably don't know what I'm talking about. Probably the only albums you listened to was probably Damn. Is that the only album you listened to? Or is it Damn?
No, but continue.
So you listen, so
I
you
mean,
listen to
listen,
all. So
I'm
you
not,
listen to
I'm not,
all. So you listen to all.
I didn't say listen to all of them,
So which ones do you not
but
listen to?
keep going. Go
Which one
ahead.
did you not listen to? I
Go
need to
ahead.
know.
Go ahead, man.
Oh
Go
no!
ahead.
See, you don't want to expose himself because he know. He know. He misses something because I'm like, hold up. Kendrick doesn't make you feel something. Yeah, he makes you think, but damn, like all his albums that make you feel
No,
something.
I'm not saying, but not to the degree of you can like needle in the vein, you can feel it like pop. I'm not saying it make you feel, you know what I mean? Dame Lillard is a great 3-point shooter. He's just not Steph. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying it make you feel. It just doesn't hit you in the same way as a DMX track, as a slipping, as so many things that X has done. Where it's like, yo, you can tell this brother's going through something. You know what I mean? Like it's different. I'm not saying it's not there. I'm just saying to the level of. But okay.
I think this would be more intelligent rap. Now we need to think while pulling your strings. You have Pop pulling your strings while still being on his grown man tip. You have Kendrick that's wording it masterfully, who can also pull on your strings, but still tell a great story. And that's what I think. Like I said, to me, they're the two greatest storytellers if you add Nas to it, obviously. And there you go. Honestly, I get all three of
Okay.
them. but we just said duos. So there you go.
All right. All right. So that was a good one. So let's see how we're gonna navigate this last piece here. Has everyone seen Batman?
Yeah,
Yes,
decent.
sir. Mhm.
Okay, so we'll put the cherry on top of this one. A buddy of mine gave a good metric for measuring Batmans. The people who played Batmans. How good of a Bruce Wayne were they? How good of a Batman were they? So I will say this, in my estimation, the Batman, Robert Pattinson made me eat my words. To me, he's the best Batman we've ever had. As Batman, he's the best Batman we ever had. As Bruce Wayne, it's third, maybe fourth. Christian Bale was a good Bruce Wayne. Michael Keaton was a good Bruce Wayne. And I think Ben Affleck is probably my second favorite Bruce Wayne overall. He played the grizzled Bruce Wayne very, very well. So Pattinson's Bruce Wayne just seemed brooding. He just seemed like a he, he seemed like the guy from Twilight who didn't want to be in Twilight anymore. Like, how do you look like Kurt Cobain? How do you, it's Kurt Cobain as Bruce Wayne in a lot of ways. His grunge smells like bat spirit, you know. But as Batman, to me, best Batman. My rating is still, even with the one, to me, interesting plot hole. By the way, spoiler alert, people, if you're watching, spoiler alerts coming here. The one plot hole being, if Gotham is surrounded by a seawall, how in the collapse of that seawall will flood the city? How is it no one notices vans with explosives sitting there against these walls? Like, plot hole. But even with that, 5 scoops, just 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for me. Gentlemen, hop in.
That's it. I told you because I seen it first. I said this is the best Batman I ever. Now if you want to classify it between Bruce Wayne, all right, I don't think he's the best Bruce Wayne. I think he's second. I think Christian.
Second?
Huh? Yeah.
Second?
He better than freaking Affleck. Affleck was cool, but come on, he didn't even have his own movie. He wasn't even the main star of the movies. You can't be in a competition, you ain't got your own solo movie. It's like being in a GOAT case, you ain't got a ring.
And yet Marino still is, but okay.
Hmm?
And yet Dan Marino still is, but okay, continue.
He's not in the GOAT. You know, he's not in the GOAT conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
He's a great all-time QB. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't in the GOAT conversation. But okay. Yeah. I got Bell because Bell, he was more like the last movie, he was more serious. Like the first and the last one, he was more for serious Bruce Wayne. Because you got to see after, Bane broke his back and you seen him in the prison, you seen the pain, and you see the fear, you see everything, you see his triumph, you see everything. And then Dark Knight, he was more of kind of like the Iron Man type, the billionaire playboy type. But like I said, but Patterson is more, like I said, got to go comic nerdy here, but he's more comic book aligned than Bales were. And like the second one, the third one, he was kind of getting closer to it, but in the Batman, he was, like I said, he's more serious. Even as Bruce Wayne, he's more serious. I mean, think about it. You watch your parents die in the alley right in front of you. Now, granted, you got $1 billion behind you, but that's still traumatizing to see your loved one just killed right in front of you. So yeah, I'd be a little dark too. I had some dark eyeliner, Kurt Cobain style too, if I was me. But yeah, it was a great movie. Like I said, I haven't seen anyone or known anybody that said they didn't like it. But if you didn't like this, and you like Endgame, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Because like now, like when Batman comes to HBO Max, whenever it does, I can watch the whole thing through. But as we said, Endgame, if you've seen it already, you can just skip to the last 30, 45 minutes. And that's that. But yeah, it's a slow burn. It's more detective style. It's a great movie. I'm interested to see how they're going to follow up with this because usually sequels are usually the best out of all the trilogies. Reloaded, T2, Dark Knight, Godfather 2, depending on who you talk to. Because we're gonna have that debate which one between part 1 and part 2 of Godfather. Because I got opinion
It's
on that.
arguably the greatest sequel ever made, sir. Like,
But Godfather Part 1 is
okay. All right.
that's another discussion for another day.
Another discussion for another day. You're right.
But great movie. I recommend you see it if you haven't, and get your popcorn ready, like T.O. said, because you're gonna be sitting there for a minute. But yeah, your thoughts, my brother.
So as far as the whole Batman debate, I'm gonna give a full disclosure and say that I don't have a wide palette of movies that I've watched, and that unfortunately includes Batman. I have seen Dark Knight, and I will say that from that metric alone, Christian Bale wins over Robert Pattinson easy.
Wow. Bold statement. Bold statement.
Because I mean, for one, I don't think Pattinson. I think he's evolved past that whole preconceived notion that people have of him as far as Twilight goes.
Twilight guy.
Yeah, but for one, I don't really think he had any scenes where he could like really display like that emotional depth of Batman. Because it's like the face he makes the entire movie is like this. So it's like I don't think he had a chance to really shine, and that's where I would pivot back to Kanan and say that I do want to see where they will go with this from here, because I do think he has potential, but I don't really think we got to see it in this one. I think it was more like a building block for however other Batman installments they'll make with him in it.
Yeah, two
But
more.
again, I'm not saying he's bad.
Yeah.
As far as my thoughts on the movie, I talked with Kanan a little bit about this, but I thought it was a great movie, but the last 60 to 90 minutes of the are really got to shine. I think it's a slower burn.
It is.
Yeah.
And Zoe Kravitz is fine as hell.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We will take a sip to that.
And for me, the highlight of the movie was the Riddler. Like, he was really creepy.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. And that's where, and I don't know, as far as I haven't seen behind the scenes of the making of it, that's where things get interesting. If you saw the movie The Joker, there were nods to Heath Ledger's version in the movie. There are a couple nods, like kind of nods to Dark Knight and Heath Ledger's version. Depending how much. There are absolutely parts of this movie that feel like Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was a nod to Dark Knight or if it was lack of originality.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a nod to Dark Knight, or because the only other small issue I found, like the names just get recycled. It's Maroni, it's Carbone, it's the same folks from Nolan's trilogy. And you could have remixed the names. Honorable mention: Colin Farrell was great as a Penguin. Great as a Penguin.
Yeah. It was good casting overall.
Yeah, great. Colin Farrell was great as a Penguin. Because where I was going with that was there a portion that is watching the Riddler, you feel like it's the Joker all over again. You feel like you're watching Ledger's Joker. Ledger's Joker in particular.
I did that.
But you were right, absolutely right. So it's like I don't know if that's a nod to or lack of originality, kind of on the fence with it. But overall, it's still good, and it's. And this, on another side note, this is how you weave social commentary into a movie without putting it in your face. You see what I'm saying? The Purge put it in your face. They were anti-Trump, we're pro-democratic, blah, blah, blah. We're in your face with it. I forgot the last movie you and I talked about, Kane, but it's the same thing. It's just so over the top, in your face, liberal politics agenda right this moment. This is sleeper cell stuff. This is white rage. It's a lot of little subtle social things weaved in there when you look at Riddler, what the Riddler was able to do, ironically, and I don't think it was intentional, but if you take the glasses off the Riddler, there's some slight resemblances to Kyle Rittenhouse, which I found very interesting. Now, I'm sure that wasn't intentional, but that's how you weave social issues of the day into a movie without it being, ha, here it is, social issue. So yeah, I'm overall 5 out of 5 for me. I'm still shocked at your Batman rating because yeah, yeah, both of you, honestly, both of you. But yeah, like I don't know, Bale is a better. Wow. Okay. All right. I got nothing on that. But okay. Well, gentlemen, any final Batman words before we wrap this up?
They better not
Uh,
screw up the Joker. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, you good. Uh, what were you guys' favorite scenes in the movie?
Oh, easy. This was by far, hands down, the best intro to the Batmobile ever. Like, oh, and he turned that puppy on. Like, oh, it's about to go down. That, ironically, the very first beatdown scene when all those dudes, who are you supposed to be?
Oh, you,
Like, he beat all of them down.
you
Like,
know what
all
my
of them
favorite
down.
scene is? Is the
What?
twins at the club. That was so funny. Open the door. What? Close the door. Open the door. Back up. The twin right next to him. I'm like, y'all couldn't just come out at the same time.
No, that would have been no
That
fun.
was
How
so
early
funny.
in the movie did that happen? How
That
early
was
in the movie did that happen?
early when he went to when he first went to the club to figure out to speak to what's his name, speak to Penguin.
You talking about the twins? Or are you talking about the beat?
Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
twins.
that
Yeah.
happened a lot. But it happened, yeah, when he went to see Penguin as Batman. That's when they had
Right.
and then he came back as Bruce Wayne and they did it again.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it was funny. But yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So our run it back recap. This was a ball. Let's start from the top. The American Rescue Plan. It appears Black people get the shortest lifeline in the rescue. That's I wait for the day that that's not going to be the case anymore. Jussie Smollett. Well, enjoy your time home, sir. Power to the people and all that. To the gay Tupac. On the real tip though, free Brittany Griner. Get Brittany home ASAP, please. U.S. State Department. I don't care about the games and shenanigans. Get her home. Top 5 duets. That was fun. Yes, sir. You Kane. We are going on Facebook with this one because I'm still stuck at Cole Kendrick and Pac versus X and Pac. So I'm just gonna see, as I always do with us sometimes, who's nuts.
It's
And
usually you.
Batman. Whatever, yeah. Batman, great movie. I'm gonna go watch it again.
Yeah,
Somebody was saying it may not have a lot of rewatchability. I think it does.
I
I think
think
it
it
might have
does.
more rewatchability than Endgame.
It
But
does.
that's my recap. One of you gentlemen, wrap it up, please.
Um, yeah. Still get the short end of the stick. Sad, but this is America. Jesse, how are you? Gay life instead of thug life. Uh, Brittany Griner, please come back safely. Hopefully, people will care, but no one cares. But and yeah, WNBA needs to get that all sorted out. And I agree with you. If it was another superstar, NBA superstar, it would be World War III would be happening right now, and I'd be drafted. Um, Top 5 duets, yeah. I'm standing by my Kendrick and DMX thing. Like I said, I'm not DMX, damn. Pac thing. Like I said, I don't disagree with your thing. I'm just saying, you can't poop on my personal dream thing. I think it would be beautiful.
Okay.
Talk about, I'm
Yeah, I
shocked.
said it.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. You coming back because you said that, like that. Batman review. Yeah, I gave it 5 scoops out of 5. Great. Like I said, spoiler alert at the end, the Riddler's in the jail. And it sounds basically like the Joker's next to him. So I don't know who it is. I just know you have a high bar to follow when it comes to Jack, Heath, and Joaquin. don't screw it up. Don't be like freaking
Jared
the
Leto.
other guy. Yeah, that
Jared
guy.
Leto.
Don't be like that guy. Don't be like that guy. Because you will screw up the whole movie and you'll mess up the whole trilogy. So don't. So please, don't screw up the Joker. Please. That's all I got.
I wanted to say it's nice to meet you, Mr. Ross, and
Absolutely.
always good talking with you, Kanan.
Yes, sir.
I haven't been supporting the podcast as much as I should have, and I'm sorry for that. But from now on, I'm gonna listen to it more, and hopefully we can do something like this again if y'all are down.
Absolutely.
Yep. So
All right.
that's my thoughts.
All right, gentlemen. It has been a pleasure as always. Thanks for being the guest, sir. Same bat time, same bat channel next week on behalf of both the gentlemen that have joined me today on Yeah I Said a Podcast. Peace.
Yeah.